Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm back for another art journaling magazine, or I saw it in Art Journaling Magazine. This is an older edition that I have. This one is January, February, March of 2024, so last year. Volume 16, issue 1. And I'm still working on my little grungy book. I have one more little flap that I want to connect some things to. I've finished up this front part, just added a flower and that, and I've added this tissue paper in all different spots. Added this Tim Holtz piece. Yeah, I think you guys saw all the rest of this. So I want to make those little flaps. So I was looking through these to get inspiration for that, and I ran across this Words to Live by Michele, and I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce her last name. So there it is. And it starts on page 28, but what I'm looking at is on page 32. And it's creative chaos is what this portion is more about than the words part. It looks like she's made like little kind of flippy hingy type books. I'm just going to be making things to go in the journal, so flippy things that will go inside of my journal. So I love these two pieces. That's like that found objects thing. We've done stuff like this before. But I'm going to bring it up a little closer. You can see it's just randomness. And I'm going to make mine a little bit grungier than what hers are. And of course they will be different because I don't have the same things that she has. So, yeah. So let me grab my little file folders. I had them sitting down by my heater blowing. Yes, I have my heater blowing because I'm freezing. The temperature went from like almost 90, like I told you on Saturday, and it has been in the 40s and windy and cold. So I've just been freezing all day. So yeah, I do have my heater going, but I just took cheapo manila file folder that I get at the Dollar Tree, and I just put a little gesso on it. I'm gonna connect these like so, something like this. That one's a little long, so I'll have to trim that one just a skosh. Yeah, and they are a little longer than I thought too. So I'm going to trim a little more off of those. I forget about the tabs. I was kind of just basing it off of the size of the pages. I wasn't really thinking about the tabs and all of that. So, but yeah. So how are you guys? I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope that you are warm or cool, whichever you would prefer to be. I just am frozen today. I'm telling you, it's killing me. So, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that one there. And so these, you know, I can give you measurements, but it seems kind of silly because it's really going to depend on, let me see, what did I do this one at? I did this one at 4 1/4. So it's going to depend on, I'm going to do this one at 4 1/2, I think. Because it's got the little, this part. Your journal that you're working on. So me giving you sizes for this isn't really going to help because you're not going to have the same size book I have probably. So yeah, just whatever will fit in your book, right? That's what you want. I might have to come back a little further. I'm gonna just trim more. Sorry, I know I could do that crazy thing called measuring, and I apologize. For all of you that are watching going, would you just measure it? Put this one at 4. So it's a little shorter than that one with the tab. Yeah, that will work. Okay. So then we're just going to decorate these up. And like I said, mine's going to be grungier than they are in the book there, but that's because they're going in this grungy little thing. Okay, and I have just inked these, so it's probably just going to be a big fat mess. but it makes it nice and grungy if you ink them. And the gesso is kind of cool if you make it not perfectly smooth everywhere, because you can see the ink kind of grabs onto those little extra spots. And the backs, I think I'm just going to go ahead and ink because they'll be a good writing spot without anything on them. Or I might add a little piece of some kind of paper or something. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten there. But yeah, I do love these magazines, both the Somerset Studio and this art journaling one a lot. Just do have great inspiration. Especially you get near the end of a journal. I don't know how you guys are, but I get a little bit like, what do I do now? So, yeah, it's nice to have that. Sanding will give you different texture. So that's always something to think about. When you're talking about grunge, you know, if you want to get something a little grungier looking or have a different, rather than doing the same thing every time, you know, that type of thing, you can use different tools and get different effects and whatever. And some of this you probably won't see, so again, I'll get the question, why'd you do that when you can't see it, but that's kind of what I do. It's that can't leave well enough alone sort of thing. And when you're doing backgrounds, you don't always know what's going to be seen unless you totally place everything out exactly and do all that. And that's just not really my style. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because a lot of people are far more organized and all those things, and that's how they like to create. So that's awesome. Wish I was more organized. But yeah, we all kind of just have our ways that we do stuff. No right or wrong. And I think that's something we all need to think about when we watch other people create too, is just because they don't do it exactly the way you would have done it, it doesn't make it wrong. It's just a different way of going about it. But if the end result is good, you're good. All right, so I want to take, I liked the one with the sewing tissue. You guys know I love the sewing tissue a lot. And so I've been using this in that journal, in the kind of the creases of the pages. And that has been fun. And I liked the way they left some hanging over the edges. So I think I'll do that. Kind of wondering, I did cut some off of this, but now I'm having second thoughts about something. So let me just look at this again. I need to say hugs and blessings to, I believe it's Rye, Alejandra, Patty, and Amy. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel. Thank you for your kind comments. Yeah, this will work. Okay. I was thinking if it hung over, was it going to be a problem? Yeah, so thank you, you guys. I really appreciate it. And welcome to new subscribers. I've got a few new people, and I am so happy about that. And I welcome you to my channel, my crazy little channel. And thank you if you commented. I love that. I really do try to comment back. I mean, it might not be like obviously instantaneous or anything, but, and if you do have any questions about things I sell or a digital or whatever, please contact me on my Etsy shop, because if you tell me stuff in the comments below videos, it's really hard for me to keep track of, and you know, it's a lot easier to find you on Etsy and do all those kind of things. Why am I going that way? I don't know. If it's on Etsy, it's just a lot easier. So I would love it if you have questions, if you contact me there. So now I pull this over so we can see what we're doing. I'm just taking vintage photo ink and making this grungy because I want it like that. Trying to think of any stories. I don't really have any stories today. Told you the cat stories and all of that. So nothing real earth-shaking going on. I think I'm just going to mostly put glue. You know, leave some of these with no glue is what I'm saying. These little flippy bits. Because I kind of want them to stay. You just got to be really careful with the old papers. Well, any of this tissue, any tissue paper is going to be tricky, right? Oh, I didn't print it again, but the paint chip digital download is in my Etsy shop now. It's 25 pages. You don't see all 25 pages on Etsy because they only allow 10 photos. But it's basically just different colors. There aren't any repeat colors. I mean, there's obviously multiple blues, multiple greens, whatever like that, but not the exact same one repeated. So each page has three of the paint chips on it, and I'm not going to do the math on that. So anyways, but yeah, a pretty decent sized kit. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It was fun making that. I like to squish this and just kind of do that. And then I think I'm going to add a little more gesso. Okay, I need more. It's like not doing anything. And then we'll ink that again. You know, I'm back to that whole, it's about the layers. So just always think of the layers. Layers make it fabulous. They do, they do. Okay, so I think I'll get the next one to this point as well. And then, you know, that'll give that one a little bit of time to dry. I don't think I have any of those cool little arrow things left, but, or line things, whatever they are. Use some of this though. This is old, whatchamacallit, sewing tissue. So it kind of falls apart easily. Do I want to come down? No. Can't get all of it still. I don't mind a little hanging over, but I don't want it to be like so much. So we'll ink that again like we did our last one. Probably should have done both pieces at the same time, huh? Oh well. That's just the way it goes. Oh, paint stories. That's what I have, is paint stories. My husband's scaring me half to death yesterday. He was right outside my window again. So, like, you know, videos are hard to do. But anyways, he, the problem we are having is this. We have a tall enough ladder to get to the spots, but then there's like a little pitched roof section, and So he can't just stay on the ladder. He has to get off onto the roof part. And again, when I say pitched, because it's a 2-story, so that roof is not easy to walk on at all, because it's obviously just shingles and kind of slippery, you know. And so he's been kind of roping himself in with a harness and all that. Well, yesterday his shoes started to slip. Luckily, I was standing right by the window helping him get paint, and had to grab the rope to keep him from sliding off the roof right there, because it's not a very wide section of roof, so it's not like you got a ways to go before you would go over the edge. But it's wide enough, again, that the ladder doesn't reach. It's just, ugh, it's just a bad spot. And so he came in for a bit and then went back out and just did the trim around the window. Now he's trying to devise a plan to maybe get to the last bit of that wall that he needs to do. I mean, he would have got caught by the harness, but who knows how bad that would hurt. It's just not good. It's just not good. So I'll be glad when he's done with that. It's just a little section left. But those are my woes. So that's my woe for the day. Well, it might not be the last, I don't know. But anyway, scared me to death. I know. Why doesn't he just pay somebody? Well, one, it's way too expensive, which I know safety is more important, but he just is determined he's going to do it himself. Because I was like, can't you just have somebody do the second story? We'll do the first story. Yeah. So anyways, that was my fun for the day yesterday. Not fun, but you know what I'm saying. So I just have all kinds of bits and pieces. You can see just randomness. I went through my little box of randomness. I even have a piece of that postcard that we tore and used the other half in the journal. So I might like that actually for part of it. Get that kind of ready to go. But we're good. He didn't fall, so that's good. Just scared me, as I'm sure you can imagine. Right. So I also did this adorable little girl. I found her on Pinterest quite some time back, but I just found the little photo of her and her little kitty cat. And so I did a circle punch. I'll use that. Somehow, some way. And I have this is from a book, an old book. I found that the other day and was like, oh, I do have a piece of that stuff. I don't know where the rest of it went. I probably used it for something else. For a while, I was doing old book covers, the inside of them, taking them off of old books and doing collages on the inside of them. And so I ended up getting some spine pieces and stuff doing that. But I do like that. I also like this stuff, but that looks too much like that as far as size and everything. I could use a piece of this. So yeah, I did not lay these all out and figure out what I was going to do, but I did at least find the little scrappies and things. So that's good. And you could do it more like Michele did in hers, rather than making it so grungy if you're not into the grungy. But I love it, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, what else I want to use? I do like this lace. This old lacy piece with the rose. Cute, cute, cute. Got some strings. Yeah, I think I like that. I do need to let that dry so that I can ink it. So let's kind of get this one. I have this rickrack label, or whatever you call these. I like that. Don't really need the whole thing. That just adds bulk. Maybe we can use the other parts for, who knows? Who knows what? I don't know if I want quite that high. Not really necessary. Son's having a good time hanging out with his friend in a different part of Idaho. Mostly playing video games. Nothing like going on vacation to play video games, right? Ugh. Didn't put as much gesso around the edges of that one. I want a little bit more. And I don't care if some gets on that stuff, that's fine. I have this funny head that I cut off, you know, to use, who knows what I was doing, but anyway. That, the other one also had just a head, in the inspiration. So I thought that might be fun. I think I need this much. Some more old lace bits. We need some strings and things, but I think I want some with other colors besides just the cream. This has all sorts because it's my little string box that I just stick strings in when I tear them off fabric or sew or whatever the case may be. Good to give yourself a little string box. Just a random piece of tissue paper. Oh, I like this too. It's off of a ledger. Oopsies. Not what I want. That's so big. Let's see if I have smaller something. This thing's falling off. I could actually use that, or I don't need all those leaves necessarily. What else we got though? I don't love the colors on that one. Maybe something small. Yeah, I do like that better. That's not in the spot I wanted something, but hey, you know. What are you gonna do? Have a small. Oh, the problem is a lot of this stuff is just enormous. Yeah, I don't remember which project I was doing that I cut the Tim Holtz dolls apart and used, like, obviously her body, but I did at some point. Poor lady. Nothing is calling me for some reason. This way. That other one came together so easily, and I'm feeling stumped on this one. I think it's the floating head. That's got me. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can use that one. A piece of rickrack would seem the obvious solution. Correct. Hold on just a minute. Okay, I'm back. I had to get my little bucket o' rickrack. Well, there's other stuff in here too, but bucket o' rickrack. I wish I had a bigger one. I guess black is it, because that's the big one I have. And I like want to see it, you know. I want to see the rickrack. I don't know if I want that now. See how I am? Try not to bang that around too much. That'll make you deaf for sure. All right. What's this? No. No. This stuff is just like disintegrating before our eyes. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay then, let's get this one put together. Sorry flowers, we'll use you next time, and sorry about the lady's head. It wasn't working for me. It just wasn't working. I think I want walnut stain, which didn't sink in at all, of course. I'm re-inking a lot because I'm using a lot of ink on this journal, that's for sure. a little, I probably am going to have to pause and get these dry. No, it's not dry. Note to yourself, if you do this, make sure everything's dry. It's much easier when you're not trying to make a video to do that. I'll deafen you guys with the dryer. So I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, stop and go, but that's just the way it is sometimes. I'm going to get rid of this, or at least fold it. And then we'll start putting this little one together. Flip these over. So this is going to go right up against the edge to have that hang over. I like that. So what kind of projects you guys working on? I'm having a blast with this, by the way. I'm going to be sad when it's done. And this is basically probably the last project on it. So that's sad. But it's okay. We'll come up with another project. One of you, I can't remember who it was. Was it Pama? Oh my goodness. Wants junk mail journal. I don't have a ton of junk mail as far as I have envelopes, so that's probably what we'll do, is more of an envelope journal. I don't save a lot of other pieces of junk mail because I've tried to use them in the past and they're kind of too thick once you cover them with like some cool paper or something. So I just don't have a lot because I quit saving it. But I do have envelopes, so that's probably maybe what we will do next. I have no idea what else I'll use to do that, but you know, who knows? Who knows? I also have a pocket kit that I just came out with, and I might use that. I don't know yet. But it's called Floral Pockets and Pages, because there's also a few pages. It's only a 12-page kit, so it's not a gigantic kit. Like, you could use other kits or things with it. So I might use that one for something like that, I think. I'll probably put this on and then I will stitch across there maybe before I add it to the book. Just to make sure that that's gonna stay there. And then there's all this stuff too. I think I had it this way, huh? This way, that way, I don't know which way. Move it over a bit. Got some more strings. Yeah, I'll probably have to do some stitching on that. That needs some ink. It's very, very, very new looking. So yeah, I'd love for you guys to hang out with me while I do that, if that's anything that interests you. I've been talking about doing a Dragon Rider, that dragon kit that I came out with, gosh, quite some time ago now, with Carol Laws, doing a collaboration, and anybody who wants to join in on that. I've only talked to Carol about it because we don't have a plan, so that's why I haven't talked to everybody about it yet. But anyways, might do that. But I don't know when we're going to do that, so guess I should figure that out, huh? So many things you want to do, so little time. I like these. Glue, paint, ink. All the junk right there on your hands. This is PVA glue. But you can definitely use Fabri-Tac if you like Fabri-Tac. I'm not a fan. And it's all me. It has nothing to do with them. I can't stand the feel of it on my hands. So, yes, it's one of those silly, silly things. But I get covered in glue. And so if I can't stand it, then I can't stand it. That's just the way it is. Okay, so then we have this one. Kind of want the corners rounded on that, sorry. Just went on a little jag there. This size. Is this gonna work? I think I'm gonna have to put something on the back of these because look, it looks disastrous. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the corners rounded with this thingy on here. Should have thought of that ahead of time, but I didn't. Guess I could attempt to round that one on my own. Wish me luck. Actually, that's the back. Yeah, that won't work. I'm not great at this kind of thing. But we're gonna call that good. Okay. Now this one. This is gonna be an up here thing, I think. Blue all over the side of the glue stick. Kind of put it a little askew. Askew. God bless you. Is that from Young Frankenstein? I can't remember. My friend Michelle and I used to watch that movie all the time. It's such a goofy movie. It's good. Scary, not scary movie. It's mostly just goofy. Because I was a big chicken. She always wanted to watch the super scary stuff, and I can't handle it. I can't handle it. Nightmare on Elm Street and all that. That does me in. Didn't want to sleep for a week after I watched that movie. And Halloween, all those. Ick. Ick. Kind of want this to go under here a little bit because it looks kind of cool. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm not like Nancy. I can't. I like sort of spooky, creepy, you know, a little bit fun type Halloween, but the horror, I don't think she's a huge fan of that either, but I think she has watched those. Oh, I should put this under, huh? Just make it a little thinner. Don't quite. I don't want to cover up the kitty cat because it's a kitty cat. I think it'll get glue when I glue down these other parts, and I might, again, run it through the sewing machine. Which is probably what I'm going to have to do for that. I can put some glue on the back of this because you won't be able to see it. Put quite a bit right there. A big old blob of it. Which side of this do I want? I think I want this side. It's finally warming up in here. I know, it's crazy. Crazy to have my heater going, but I kid you not. It was almost 90 and now it's cold. Well, it feels cold. Because it was almost 90. Makes sense, right? Strings and things all over the place. That'll have to get stitched on. Do I even want this? Yeah, I do. Okay, let's get some ink. Okay, I'm going to go run some stitches around and come back again. I apologize for all the stopping and going, but some days that's how it goes. Not anymore. I think I'm good on all that. All right, I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So again, we're taking inspiration from Michele. Not going to even attempt that. But anyways, wonderful artwork here. And I've chosen these as my inspiration. And of course mine are very different from hers, but they're going to go in my little grungy book like this. And this is what they look like, all finished, very grungy. And I did add coffee dyed paper after I stitched, just, you know, to cover all that up. And then this one. And stitched on the back, but added a piece of coffee dyed paper to write on. So those will go in my little grungy book on the page I showed you guys. Oops, upside down. This page, actually. Like this and like this. So I'm going to take some pictures and then they will go in here. And the next time you see this journal, it will be the flip through, and I will see you then. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Love ya. Bye.